as we were looking through this, one thing that immediately jumped out to us, we said rental property. That kind of walk us through how'd that end up on the balance sheet?
Well, we sold our first house. So we bought a house during COVID.
Getting married, buying a house. This sounds like y'all were just checking the boxes.
We get in trouble sometimes because we like to go fast.
Okay.
And so I was like, let's do the next thing. What's the next thing? We'll check it off the box. But it was sad to see that, that COVID interest rate go for the second house.
So you sold a house. How did we get into this rental?
With the cash from that house.
Okay.
We took some of that. We replaced what we put for the down payment for the second house. And then we were sitting there trying to think, what would we do with the rest of that cash? Because the house that we moved into was a little bit of a fixer-upper too. So there's some projects that we wanted to do to build some equity. But we've always talked about real estate. We like the idea. We've been trying to learn a little bit about it. And so we just said, we're young. We don't really know what we're doing, but we have this cash, so let's try and get in that space and figure out as we go.
What was the impetus to leave the first home?
We kind of lucked into it. We knew we weren't going to stay in the starter home. So we were passively looking, and we came across this house that we really liked. The market in Grand Rapids where we live is wild. I mean, houses go for way over asking, cash buyers. So we really couldn't compete traditionally. When we walked through the house, we figured out just with the seller's situation, maybe we would be able to come in and actually get it for market value, which we were. So it was kind of a no-brainer decision because that just doesn't happen, getting a house at market value.
And it was one that we could see ourselves in.
So when did you buy the first house? What did you pay for it? And what did you end up selling it for?
We bought the first house in the spring of 2021.
Okay.
And I think we bought it for $193.
Yep.
And then we sold it for $295.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So the market.
And what year did you sell it?
We sold that last year?
Last year.
2024.
2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow, that's incredible.
Fortunately, and kind of, luckily, we timed the market pretty well for that house.
How'd you guys think through, okay, do we roll all of this into the new house? How much do we put down on the new house? It's a fixer-upper. I just want to know where the mentality was, because a lot of folks out there are in their first home, they've never bought their second home, and they're facing that kind of thought, like, oh, well, okay, I've made money, but interest rates are the same. What do I do, and how do I approach that? Walk us through how you guys had a conversation around that.
A lot of long conversations because it took us a while to figure out what to do with that equity. We parked it in a high-yield savings account and just said, let's try to figure it out. We already had money in the stock market through our retirement accounts, and we had some in the brokerage account at that time. So we knew we liked the idea of diversification and then even figuring out, again, getting into the real estate space. So that was kind of the rub. We were like, well, we could do this bathroom project that we want to do in the new house, or we could buy a rental. So I bought a rental.
A lot of people, you hear about the automatic millionaire idea. Like, I buy a house and I live in it, and then I move out of that house and I just keep it as a rental. You guys didn't do that. You actually sold and made the decision to buy basically two houses at one time.
So that was another decision, was we talked with our realtor, and the house that we were in, just based on what the mortgage was and then what rents were in the area and the age of the house, he's like, I wouldn't keep it as a rental.
Yeah.
Just from a cash flow standpoint.
Yeah, it would just felt like the best decision. And we did need the cash probably from that house, the equity, to buy the second house. We just didn't foresee that it would be so much equity. Like, we sold it for way more than we ever thought we could.
I'll go a little harder on it because there's some things that I'm scratching my head on. You did great on the first house. Now I have to ask the question, what was the interest rate on the first house?
299.
Okay.
I know.
So 299. No fault on the upgrading of the house. I mean, if you think about it, y'all's total net worth is 211. We've just seen that over $100,000 of this is this
home equity.
Fantastic transaction that just, man, oh man, it popped. So well done. You get to be the beneficiary of that. We have this $100,000 windfall come our way. And yes, real estate seems like something that was in the back of your minds. When you're thinking about doing rental property, what led to an out-of-state rental property?
Totally. And that's a great question. So I've got family in Indianapolis, which is where the rental is.
Okay.
So my sister's a realtor. My parents have a couple rental proproperties in the area. My sister has a couple rental properties in the area.
Okay. I'm starting to put together a picture of peer pressure here.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
It seemed cool. Like, this is the thing to do. I grew up in the area too, so we knew the area well. The price point to get into that space was a little bit lower. The rental we bought for $150, and I don't think you can get anything under $200K in Grand Rapids.
So you paid $150 for the rental. How much did y'all put down on that?
20%.
How is the managing that rental going?
That's the tension
Good
right now.
question.
Sounds like there's more to it.
So we started and just said, let's do this as a long-term rental with the interest rate on it like 7.5.
A little different than 2.9.
Yeah.
That's not as fun. It's not fun. So the cash flow obviously isn't great, but we knew, okay, this is an up and coming area. There's a lot of development planned in that space for the city. So we could hold it for a couple of years, maybe it would appraise for higher. So we had a property management company come in, say, this is what the market rent would be. And we were happy with that number from a cash flow standpoint. It felt comfortable. And so for the first 2 months, we had them marketing our property and didn't really love how it was going, had a little bit of interest, but not a ton. And so we kept having to drop the rental rate a little bit lower.
So for the first 2 months after owning it, you were vacant. There was no one in
right.
there. Okay.
Yeah. We're paying the second. It's our summer house is what we call it now.
Is there a tenant in it now?
No, it's still vacant.
Okay.
So it's still, so this is your very first rental. I just want to be clear. It was not, hey, I bought this rental property and we closed on it. We had the money, we did it. And all of a sudden, day one, a renter showed up and now it's just mailbox money. That's not been, again, a lot of people out there say, hey, I want to do rental real estate. I understand how it works. I'm going to have somebody else pay my mortgage. But that's not what you've been experiencing thus far.
Right. Yeah, there's two sides to that
Is this
coin.
brochure not popping yet? I mean, you're like, where is this brochure of this passive income when I watch my home improvement channel?
Yeah.
Where is this at?
It
Is
looks
that
so
what you're
easy on
feeling?
Instagram, right?
Right. Well, we have changed tactics now. We're decided we're not going to go with the traditional property management group. We started marketing ourselves. So we feel like we have more control over it. There is nervousness to it. I think we've already learned some good lessons. Like the comps that we thought we were going to be able to rent it for were not correct.
Accurate.
Yeah, they were not accurate. And so I think we probably learned like we could have done a little more research ourselves. So yes, there's nerves. I feel more comfortable. I would say we both feel more comfortable now with what we're doing. But it is still vacant, and that is something we're still paying.
Costs.
Yeah.
Did you guys, before you did this, and it's okay if the answer is no, but one of the things we tell people before they go into like some big life decision, like investing in a rental property, we want you to put in your 3D glasses and so do sort of these 3 plans. What's the dream plan if it goes like the brochure? What's the down-to-earth plan, like our highest probability outcome? And then what's the do-do plan? I imagine that 3 months vacancy was not the dream plan.
And y'all did a lot of improvements on it too. You put like 16, 17 grand into the improvements, right?
Yep.
So it wasn't the dream plan. It sounded like maybe it's not the down-to-earth plan. Give us some context. Have you guys figured out like how far does the do-do plan go? Like you said you have some more tactics. What levers are you pulling to try to like ease this cash flow burden right now?
Probably spending less, like our own personal.
So you've had to batten down
Levers.
the hatches to make sure you can cover 2 mortgages.
Yeah. So that has helped sustain us a little bit because it's not like every month that mortgage is coming out of our savings. Now we are obviously much more lean than we were when we had that 100K sitting in the high yield savings account. We felt really good then.
Yeah.
But it has been a little bit, okay, let's pull back some of our personal spending, try to support that mortgage with our income coming in each month.
You said you've changed some of your tactics, your marketing. Have y'all lowered what you're asking in terms of rental rates?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. And then, because also the thought was too, we do have some boots on the ground there with family members, but we've also been learning a little bit more about how we could self-manage the property and do that in a professional way. And then also that will cut out some of the property management fees that would eat into our cash flow.
Do you have like your bottom line number? Like we know that this is the cost to carry the mortgage. This is principal, interest, taxes, all that stuff, plus maintenance. And we believe we're going to be able to get rent to at least break even, or are you going to have to settle for a rental rate that's below market where it's actually going to be a cash outflow for you guys?
No, I think right now we're still cash flowing a little bit.
Okay.
So right now the rent is $1,550. I think if we went down to $1,450, that's where you're saying you're basically breaking even.
Got it.
You're not saving for maintenance or repairs or anything like that. But with the mortgage and the property taxes and insurance, you'd be breaking even. Initially, that was our thought. We were like, well, we're okay breaking even because we know long term it will appreciate, and then maybe the next turn you could raise the rent. But then I think we had to drop the rent initially more than we thought. So now it's been a fun little activity of trying to say, okay, how low
you
do we
guys
want
have
to go?
it seems like you guys have a great attitude. Like I'm not feeling like a ton of like nervousness and anxiety from you guys. Is that an accurate read, or are y'all just really good at hiding it?
I don't think we're naturally anxious people. I think we kind of went in with the mentality of like, what if this was worst case scenario and you lost everything? That would suck. But I think we both felt like we were young enough to take on a risk. If it really did go bottom up, it would still be okay.